Welcome back to Dubsy Bricks and another episode of building the Batcave in Lego. And we're going to be starting off this episode by trying to get the curbs put in around the road here. Now I could put wedge plates on, but then there'd be a lot of studs exposed and it'd be quite nice to have it as smooth looking as possible. So if I can work out a way of getting the curb resting on top of that road, I'll have the wedge plate on the end to get the angle straight again on this part here. That way I can tile the majority of it and you won't see any studs. But yeah, let's see what we can do and we'll check back in once we've made some progress. And we've made a start on putting the curbs in along the road here coming into Wayne Manor, and it's proving really difficult to get it to join up how I want it to be on the angles and getting it around so it's as smooth as possible. I'd like it to have been curved on the corners like there, but obviously there's no curve that's going to be right along here, so we're just having to use the wedge plates. And again, it's not what I was after ideally. I would like it to have been totally smooth tiled on the top. However, I can't think of any way around that. These ones won't be a problem because they're 45-degree angles. However, it's when I start getting down that end, it's a much sharper angle, so I'm not going to be able to do it on that end. Might try it to overlap them and then that will lose that edge, but yeah, it's proven to be quite the challenge. And we've now put down some reddish brown tiles and plates just on the bed edge. So there's tiles underneath the wall part there, so it gives a nice flush finish. And then we just brought the plates up to the green plate here. Now what we're going to do, we will put something over it so you don't see this jagged edge again, and I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. And I also want to have a path that goes all the way down to his graves, and I'm going to be using the round 1x1 tiles which came in the bonsai tree set. So it's a mixture of colours, and then that will work its way all the way up, and then I'm going to have a path going along by the side of the road here. What I'm also going to do is put a flower bed along the pavement in the middle, so there'll be four studs in tile along the very edge of it, then there'll be some flowers, and then there'll probably just a little bit of tile on the other side of it. Again, so it's when the cars come in the drive, it's just surrounded by flowers and it looks all nice and tidy and bright. So yeah, it's coming on. It's getting this down, as I said before, not easy, trying to get the angles exactly as we want them. But it feels like some progress is being made here. Anyway, let's get back to putting the tiles down. And that's the pavement done on one side of the road. And as you can see, I've tiled underneath there. It sticks out just a fraction there, but unfortunately there's nothing I can do about that. Not in the style that we're doing it at the moment. And we've got these sort of flower planters all put in using the masonry bricks and some tiles. And I might put a stud on there or a 1x1 circular tile on the top just to finish it off. And then what we'll do, we'll put a brown plate in and then the plants in there. On this side we've only got it as 4 bricks wide. However, what I might do is make it 6 bricks wide so I can have one row of tiles and then the same size planters on there. Yes, it's so nice just seeing it all smooth and finished on that side of it. And on this side, as you can see, the brown tiles are underneath it, so again it's finishing that edge off as well there. So yeah, I think next thing we need to do is move over to this side and do the same sort of thing and see what we can come up with. And we've got our second planter in place there, as well as the base for the fountain. And I've put some brown plates in there which will resemble the soil, and we'll just put the plants in afterwards. The carport I haven't extended. I think I'm going to make the roof overhang a little bit on there. I don't really want the structure to come out anymore if I can help it. And the next thing I need to do is work on just doing a finishing touch around this edge here and around the rest of the roundabout part outside the house. But very pleased with the look of it so far. I think it's going to really start to change once we put all of the plants in there. Just trying to get this section all sorted out here, and I can't put this plate under there because that one's in the way. Wherever else, I want to have a nicer finish, so I've just created this little edge of a planter, I suppose you call it, and it's using a lot of these 2x1 modified plates, a couple of 1x1s and so forth. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to clip it onto there, and then the gap below that will then allow that to slide over the top. And what I can do, I can just put a plant in here and make it bushy so it comes over there a little bit, and that's going to hide any little gaps on there. So hopefully once we've got that all sorted out, it's going to look a lot better. And here what we'll do, we'll just tile over, so this plate will be tiled along here, and then we'll just go over the top of it with a couple of plates. So have a little bit of a sharp angle, but at least it'll be like it's stepping up. And there we have it, all of the curbs are done. So we've tiled off all of them that we needed to do so, and I've tried to make it as smooth as possible. So there are some sort of like sharp edges, but I've tried to do the best I can of making it as smooth and tidy looking as possible. I've made a start on the well, so I'm using these 1x2 modified plates, and we're going to see if we can get that looking good. I might put some tiles on the top of it as well, and that is from the Batman Begins film. So not sure what else I'm going to do on that, because in the film obviously he's just got the planks which he would then fall through. It would have been nice had it been possible to have dropped a minifigure through and then it appeared in the Batcave below, but again, if I ever redo this more in the near future, I've got plenty of things I know I can improve on. And just checking with a progress report. So as you can see, we've put the slopes on the carport there, so we just need to get the roof put on that and get that all tiled up. We've made a start on the porch, so I've got 2 pillars either side and then the roof on, which is tiled. I just need to put some sort of like pattern along the top of that. And I've used the 2x2 cylinders which have got the lines going down them, so it gives it a nice little bit of detail. There are 2 dark bluish grey clips inside the door frame there which will hold the doors, so I need to swap those out for the light bluish grey. And over here we've done some steps going down into the garden area, and I put some gates on there. Obviously the gates won't be opening because it'll be falling off the back of the mock, so use your imagination, the gardens are all around the back. So I'm going to give this a bit of a garden area and put some plants and climbers and everything all around there and really bring that to life if we can. The centre bit there, which is going to be the fountain, I haven't actually got any water elements that look like a fountain would do, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that just yet. Whether I put in a statue, I'm not sure yet, but we'll try and think of something on there. And Wayne Manor has a front door, so we've gone for the reddish brown so it matches the windows, and a couple of the 1x1 round silver plates to act as doorknobs. Very fiddly to get the door open and shut, but yeah, it's working. It's the main thing. So I think what I'm going to do now, I've got to find out some pieces to go on the roof here and to finish off the overhang a bit of the porch, and also some Nexo-Nites to go along here, the same as what they are. So I'm going to put some of the greenery in now just to finally bring it to life. So yeah, let's go on with doing some gardening, and we'll check back in once we've made some progress. And really struggling with the garden here. I put a big tree up here and it just didn't look right. And again, I don't know, just something about making the trees is really difficult. So we're just going to carry on I think I'm going to start off by putting the path in to the graves, and then we'll try and work out how to blend the grass in to the flower, what's going to be a flower bed there. And yeah, we'll carry on from there. So, but yeah, this is turned out to be tougher than I expected. Anyway, let's get back to it. And I finally feel like I'm starting to get somewhere with the garden. So as you can see, we've got the pathway going all the way through to the 2 graves, and we're just building some shrubbery up around it and do some sort of like grass effect there. But yeah, it's starting to come on. I've taken one of the plants out here, and I think I'm going to go for more of the pink flowers. Unfortunately, it's the only colour flower that I've actually got, so sort of found on the pick-a-brick wall. I'm sure once we've got it all done, it will look okay. And I'm also thinking that the way that the garden is coming on, I will keep the well. I was considering getting rid of it, but I think that's going to stay now. So that'll be the little Easter egg from Batman Begins. But yeah, let's carry on doing this garden and see how much more of it we can get completed. And there we have it. The garden is pretty much complete. We've put the hanging plants or the climbers up on the side there. Have to be careful when taking the roof section off, because obviously this one here plant is connected to that roof section, and then there's another one there. So when I take the floors off, obviously that comes apart, and then it'll be different every single time I put it back up. But pretty much done on this side of things. I've still got to do the roof obviously, and I still want to put some sort of plants sort of like almost going over the pathway there. So we've put in the cobbles sort of like effect again, the same as what we've got down on the main garden section leading to the graves. I am wondering whether or not to do a taller tree here. I haven't come up with a design I actually like yet, but it's been quite the process just getting the plants and flowers exactly as I wanted them. Sometimes it's a little bit too high, so I've gone down and just removing sort of like simple little parts from the garden like these here. It's reduced the height on sort of like some parts here, and it's just made a massive difference to it. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's coming on. As I mentioned earlier, I am keeping the well, and what I want to do is try and find some dark brown sort of like plates to go in there, so it looks like the planks that Bruce steps on when he's a child and falls through into the Batcave. But yeah, pleased with the progress in this update. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. Give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the content, and hit that notification bell so you can be up to date with any future content that we put on the channel. Please share it with as many people as possible, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.